Story that spans an area from Collin County to Grand Prairie. The Tarrant County medical examiner just confirmed it is Kayla Kelly's body that was found last night in Grand Prairie. She lived in McKinney and disappeared last week. And the Collin County Sheriff just told us he thinks they have the man responsible.
Welcome to my channel. Let's take a ride on the E-Way.
This is the tragic story of Kayla Kelly, who lost her life to her married
County
lover.
authorities confirm a woman's body found last night in Grand Prairie was that of missing McKinney woman Kayla Kelly. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. We're expecting upgraded charges for the man already in jail for kidnapping and arson charges. Kelly's body was found in a shallow grave late last night, less than a mile from where the suspect, O'Caster Ferguson, lives. Collin County Sheriff's Office says Kelly and Ferguson were dating, but he gave her a fake name and told her he wasn't married. She'd only recently learned he was and was lying. Fox 4's spoken with the sheriff this afternoon, Blake Hansen, live in Collin County at the Sheriff's Office. Blake.
As Stephen Heather last checked, the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office still had Kelly's cause of death listed as pending. This as the sheriff here noted that they still have work left to do in this investigation. It was in this wooded area where the search for 33-year-old Kayla Kelly came to an end. An answer to questions, though not the answers so many had hoped for.
I live just right up the street, right in the neighborhood.
Sharon Brown visited the site Thursday afternoon. She brought flowers and 2 balloons. One she says she sent to Kayla.
From one sister to another sister, I wanted I wanted to know that she was not alone, that we are going to remember her, and we're sending up flowers to heaven in her name.
The Collin County Sheriff confirms Kelly's body was found in a shallow grave Wednesday night. We could see a dug-up area where investigators searched, though it's not clear that's where she was found. The sheriff's office hasn't said what led them to the Grand Prairie neighborhood, but it is less than a mile from the home of 32-year-old O'Caster Ferguson, the man the Collin County Sheriff's Office charged with Kelly's kidnapping and said Thursday remains at the center of this investigation, though he has not been charged with murder.
We're not at the point that charging decisions will be made. There's additional work that needs to be done by both my investigators and the Texas Rangers. They'll continue to work together on this homicide investigation.
Ferguson is facing a new charge of arson, which investigators say is for burning Kelly's vehicle, discovered last week, burned beyond recognition on a deserted Frisco road.
Just let me say this. This is truly a tragedy. Okay, we had hoped for a different outcome. And like her family, we were devastated when it ended up that we found her body.
The positive identification of Kelly's body brings to an end the more than week-long search for the Collin County woman. Court documents say Kelly and Ferguson were in a relationship, and she had just recently discovered he was married and had given her a fake name. While law enforcement are reluctant to share many other details of the case, they say they are far from done with the investigation.
Make no mistake, you murder a 33-year-old young lady and put her in a shallow grave, we're going to seek justice.
The sheriff's office has indicated that we may learn additional information through new court documents, and some of those may come out if and when additional charges are filed.
Arrested for the kidnapping and killing of a McKinney woman is now charged with her murder. New court documents reveal the trail of breadcrumbs investigators followed that put O'Caster Ferguson at the center of their investigation into Kayla Kelly's disappearance and death. Records say the two were dating, but Kelly had recently learned Ferguson was married, had given her a fake name, and investigators say she threatened to tell his wife. Fox 4's Blake Hansen is in McKinney with the latest. Blake.
Yes, Steve, we noticed tonight that those jail records now reflect the murder charge against Ferguson. Still no announcement from the sheriff's office about that charge at this point in time. But we did learn more through additional documents from an arson charge that helped fill in the timeline. Few seem to travel down this dead-end dirt county road in Frisco. It's becoming a dumping ground, sheltered on either side by utility equipment and woods. And it is on this road where court documents say 32-year-old O'Caster Ferguson dumped Kayla Kelly's vehicle and set it on fire. Court records obtained by Fox 4 Friday for the arson charge say Ferguson obtained a lighter and a gas can on January 10, 2023, during the day. A separate set of court records say Kelly's phone was last used that night at 6:59 p.m. The last location of her phone was in the area of Ferguson's work in the Dallas area. Records say he stated he was with Kelly on January 10th and went to her residence after she picked him up from work around 11 o'clock. Even though phone records suggest he went to his residence in Grand Prairie before heading to Kelly's. NTTA records show Kelly's vehicle traveled north on the North Dallas Tollway into North Frisco in the early morning hours. Investigators say cell phone records put Ferguson in the area of Kelly's burned vehicle and that surveillance footage shows smoke in the early morning hours. Records then say Ferguson got a ride home from a rideshare service back to his home in Grand Prairie. A witness eventually reported the burned vehicle was found on the 12th, one day after Kelly was reported missing. Crews discovered Kelly's body Wednesday in a shallow grave not far from Ferguson's Grand Prairie home. Investigators have not shared what led them there.
This is an ongoing homicide investigation, so there are many aspects of the case that we're not ready to disclose at this time.
The Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office still has no cause of death listed for Kayla Kelly. We expect to learn more information on Monday when additional court documents could be available.
Day one in the murder trial for O'Caster Ferguson, the man accused of kidnapping and killing his girlfriend last year.
Kayla Kelly was reported missing in January of 2023. The body of the McKinney woman was found days later, buried in a shallow grave in Grand Prairie. NBC5's Alana Quillen is live at the Collin County Courthouse to recap the case being presented to jurors later today. A lot of us remember this one, Alana.
Yeah, and the detective work by the Collin County Sheriff's Office spans the entire DFW Metroplex, from finding Kayla Kelly's burned out vehicle in Frisco to the heartbreaking discovery of her body in Grand Prairie. Now, what we know about this case really comes from the affidavit, the arrest affidavit of 33-year-old O'Caster Ferguson. Investigators say he was a married man who had been dating Kelly since the summer of 2022 when they met online. He used the fake name Kevin in their relationship, and when Kayla Kelly went missing on January 11th, 2023, her family and friends told police she had found out Ferguson's real identity and that he was married. They claimed she had threatened to tell his wife about the affair. According to the affidavit, police looked through Kelly's phone records and found text conversations with Ferguson leading up to her disappearance. On January 12th, just a day later after she went missing, Frisco police found Kelly's burned out car on a deserted county road with evidence of arson. Ferguson's vehicle was then found near Kelly's duplex in Collin County with gloves and duct tape inside. Rideshare data corroborated this, according to police. Investigators say they were also able to trace his movements to the burned out vehicle, Kelly's home, and a wooded area near his house in Grand Prairie. It was that wooded area where officials found Kelly's body buried in a shallow grave. The medical examiner listed her cause of death as asphyxia. O'Caster was arrested on kidnapping, murder, and arson charges and was held on a more than $2 million bond. He has not bonded out in the year and a half since leading up to his trial. That trial is expected to start at 9 o'clock today. Reporting live in McKinney, Alana Quillen, NBC5.
1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like what it do, ayy. I just put her to little shawty swerving in that cool, ayy.